What is up, guys? Welcome back to LoverCast. This is my second time recording today's episode because your boy made the old little mistake where he deleted the episode before he uploaded it. So you gotta love doing that. But welcome, everyone. Welcome back. We are staying consistent here, barely, because I am recording this about an hour and a half before it's ready to be uploaded. But this is LoverCast, the podcast where I have no idea what direction it's going to go. Started off as a self-improvement channel. Now it's turning into a recap of my week, but also still kind of self-improvement. The reason I'm kind of changing it in a way is because I feel like I'm not qualified to give you guys advice on your life because everyone has a different path, and my path is not for everyone. My path is really hard. Not everyone wants to own a business and become a self-employed person and quit their job and give away everything they've worked for, school, degrees, whatever, to do what I'm doing. And so my advice is for people that want to do what I'm doing. So I thought instead of trying to tell you guys how to live your life, which is really not something that I should be doing, I want to just tell you things that I'm doing to my life to make my life better. And then if you want to incorporate it into your own life, you can. So it's less of me saying like, hey, yo, this is what you got to do, and more of me saying, this is like what I've learned in the past week, or this is like a challenge I'm facing and this is how I fixed it. Now that is valuable because then you can say, you know what, this doesn't apply to me, or this does apply to me. And that helps you figure out your own path because you don't need to follow my path. You need to follow your own path. And if you haven't already, check out the other episode I've made previously about why you should only be yourself, something that's very important that you need to absolutely understand. So today's topic is the topic of emotional intelligence. And this one's pretty interesting because something that I really do struggle with. Emotional intelligence is basically using your emotions to help guide you in life. And I struggle with it while I'm taking off my shoes right here. I did just get back from my tax person. Emotional intelligence is something I struggle with because I always thought emotions were weak. You know, like I'm the type of person that wants results. I don't ever want excuses. All right. Someone says they can't do something and I wanted it done. I get pretty upset. I want results. And if I say like, you know, can you go get me this information? And they say, well, I called Joe and he didn't answer my phone. I can't do it. I asked you to get the information, not to call Joe. If Joe didn't answer, you got to call 20 more people or whatever it is. I don't care. I want the answer. I don't care what it takes. I want the answer. So I don't go with excuses. And so I always had this like really jaded mentality where I was like, I don't have time for emotions. I'm not letting that in my life. Emotions are weak, waste of time, girly. I don't need that. And one of my friends Brian is super into personality types. So he studied my personality type and he's like, look, you've got a big drive. You're very driven. You want to be successful. You want to do whatever it takes to get there. But your biggest weakness is you don't understand emotions of yourself or others. And empathy is extremely important. And I realized like, he's right. You know, I really don't understand emotions a lot of ways. I feel like it holds me back in a lot of ways. Many of you know that I'm an avid nail biter my whole life because probably because I'm repressing certain emotions, you know? And the interesting thing is I started reading books about emotional intelligence and why emotions matter. Why should I care if I'm sad? Why do I care if I'm anxious? You know, I don't care. I'm going to work through it. I'm sad. Well, nothing I can't fix by just working for an extra 4 hours. Not a good mentality to have, turns out, because, you know, newsflash to me, emotions are ways for your body to tell you something's working or something's not working. They're like little secret codes in your body you can decipher to figure out what you need to fix. And I was never taught this growing up. I had no idea that that's what that meant. So to me, it was shocking because I just had no idea. I'm going to move my green screen just because it's going to look more aesthetic for those of you watching on YouTube. One moment. There we go. Now it's aesthetic. Look at that, dude. Blurred background, looking clean. But yeah, so your emotions like help you figure out what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. So it was like, you feel sad all the time. I would normally be like, whatever. I'm not going to deal with that. You know, your boy ain't got time for that. He's got to make some videos, get grinding. But the truth is, sadness can help tell you there's something wrong. Like, why are you sad? You're sad because you lost someone or because you skipped a workout? Maybe if you skipped a workout, you're not sad. Maybe you're feeling guilty. Well, you're guilty because you didn't work out and you said you would. So there's a lot of different ways that you can feel your emotions and let them guide you. And to me, that's brand new. You know, I'm really struggling with it even now. And it's just such a new concept to me. So you feel angry, you feel happy, you feel anxious, you feel sad. Any emotion you can figure out, there's a reason for it. And if you listen to that reason, that's your body telling you like, hey, something's wrong or something's right. If you feel really happy, it's because you're with the girl that you love, or because you just did every single goal you had, or because you had a goal you set 6 years ago and you didn't give up and you hit it. You feel happy. And so I always ignored even happiness. Like I had a goal and I'm like, let's hit the next one. You know, like I never felt it. Like I never said, oh, 100K, like let's go. Like I tried to, and I did for a little bit, a couple minutes, maybe an hour or two. And then I was like, all right, 500K, that's my next goal. 1,000,000 subs, that's my next goal. And I never enjoyed the emotions of the moment. I never let myself really just, I just never really took it in. And it goes both ways. I never took in the bad. I never took in the good. I just ignored it and would suppress it. And I still see myself doing that a lot. But it's valuable because I'm all about living the best life that I can live. My biggest fear is seeing the me that I could have been had I pushed myself. And every day I see opportunities to improve myself. There are things I do where I waste a lot of time and I don't appreciate the little things. And there's so many things that I'm doing wrong in my daily life that I want to really improve and fix. And I think a huge chunk of it could be fixed by really being more in touch with my emotions. Not in like a I'm going to cry every night kind of way. If you do, you probably got something wrong. Maybe look into why you're doing that. But I'm about to sneeze. I do apologize. We are unedited right now for these podcasts. So I'm trying to get a new workflow for these. So I'm just like recording it, boom, uploading it. It's just, just trying to get in the habit of doing it. But anyway, the craziest thing is these emotions are so valuable. My whole life, I've just thrown them out like they were nothing. Something really interesting too was like the concept of appreciating and being grateful is like the opposite of being depressed. You can't be depressed and grateful. So that's pretty cool. But the more interesting thing is we're so focused in our lives about the negative things. Oh, it's cloudy out today. Or, oh no, my shoe is dirty. I don't know. Like just all these random negative things like, oh, I track mud on the carpet. I got to do dishes. I'm busy today. I can't hang out with you, etc. You can list 1,000 negative things that you think about every hour. I mean, my feet stink, right? They literally stink right now, really bad. And I'm kind of upset by it. Like, how do my feet stink that bad? My feet shouldn't stink that bad. I just took a shower, but they do. That can make you angry. Maybe not like angry, but you're kind of like negative about it. But how often do you do that with good things? How often are you taking the small good, just like you take the small bad, and magnifying it? Because it's really easy to be negative. It's really easy to be like, yo, this don't matter, or this matters, this thing's wrong, whatever's wrong. But taking the good, that is hard. You have to make a conscious effort to do that. And I've noticed such a big change in my life when I started focusing on the small good things. And, you could do something as small as like you wake up in the morning and I'm like thankful every day. I'm like, this is my dream job that I'm doing today. And no one can take that from me. I worked for 4 years to get to this point. This is my dream job. And I'm so thankful. Every day I wake up and I tell myself that. When I eat food, sometimes I'll just be like, wow, I'm like really glad that I have this delicious bowl of cereal. It's so stupid, but it is delicious. And I work for that bowl of cereal and I should be happy. Just like if you spilled a little piece of butter on the ground, you're going to feel a little pang of anger. Like, dang it, why does it always land face down? Why does my bread never land face up, You're going to feel a little mad. So why not take the small good things and feel happy? So that was another key of emotional intelligence that I had been throwing out my entire life and just saying, this doesn't matter. I don't care about feeling good. I care about results. I care about getting where I want to be. Emotions are a waste of time. But that's wrong. And I was wrong to think that for my whole life. Emotions are important. And so now I'm trying to make a conscious effort to where like I feel something and I stop and I try to be mindful of the moment and say, what is wrong? Why am I biting my nails so hard right now? Oh, I'm freaking out because I have a sponsored video due in 12 hours. And if I don't hit it, they're not going to pay me and then I won't have the money. That's a big deal. It's going to bite my nails. So what do? Well, I maybe can't fix it right then and there, but I make a plan and I say, all right, next time I get a sponsored video, instead of waiting till the last minute, I'm going to give myself 2 weeks or a week buffer time and knock it out. This is something that I used to do at my company called a CAPA. It's super lame, but it's called a corrective preventative action. Whatever, doesn't matter. The short story is when something like that happens, create an action to fix it now, and then develop a process to prevent it from happening again. So my fix right now, I'm going to record the video and upload it and send it to my sponsor. My fix for the process or the system is that I'll always do them 2 weeks ahead of time from now on. So then that'll never be an issue again. Maybe that'll let me be less anxious in the future and save my fingers. I talk about that a lot. I really do just destroy them. It's disgusting. Maybe I can figure that out at some point. But emotions are really important, guys, and I'm still learning a lot about it, and I'm definitely not an expert yet. I've only read like half of a book, like a couple hundred pages at most, and to me, there's so much value. We haven't even touched on empathy yet, which is one of the most important things that you can have, especially as someone like me who wants to really just has a passion for business and people. Excuse me, burping there. Empathy is like putting yourself in someone's shoes, but like really understanding where they're coming from, their background, their story, the things that have influenced them as they grew up. It's hard for me. If I want something done, a lot of times if someone's like, yo, I'm going to be late on this, like I'll get pretty mad. I'm like, I want this done, get it done. Like I don't care what excuses you have, get it done. But you have to put yourself into their shoes and say, maybe he's going through something hard. Maybe he's really tired. Maybe whatever. There are always things that could happen to impact this. So it's important to slow down, back up before you jump to conclusions. Sometimes you can't be late, sometimes there aren't excuses, but you need to slow down, back up, be empathetic, and understand what that person's going through. And I think that's super valuable. Something that I'm still really new at. Like I'm still trying to figure it out a lot. But your boy's 24, he's still trying to learn. But like I'm saying, this doesn't really apply to everyone. Some of you already knew this. You're like, yo, emotions are like my life. Like I need them to survive. Some people like me are like purposefully throwing them out because I thought they were a waste of energy, until my friend was like, hey, put some effort into this. So huge shout out to Brian for waking me up on the fact that I am very lacking emotions. It just really makes me sound like a sociopath. I feel like I'm probably not, but if I am, I am. Whatever. At least I'm doing good on YouTube, right? But guys, let me know in the comments today, in the podcast notes, wherever you are, what do you think? Do you let emotions guide you? Are you ignoring them? Is this changing anything for you? Or are you like, yo, you're an idiot? Do you really not know this and you're 24? To me, I think it's a huge deal. And also, what do you guys think about the direction of the podcast? Like, I don't feel like I should tell you how to live your life. I should talk about my life and give you the option to take it, because I'm not really qualified to tell you how to live your life. Like, you don't necessarily want to live the same life as me. You might want to be a doctor, or you might want to be an athlete, or you might want to work a blue collar job as an accountant or something. We all have different paths, and each path has different actions that are required to get there. You don't need to push yourself this hard if you're going to be an accountant all day for 30 years, right? You really don't. But if you want to be a successful doctor or self-employed business owner or just straight up YouTuber, you got to put in the work to get there. And so this is like not a diary, but like a recording of my process to get there, which I think is cool, but maybe it's stupid. So let me know what you think, guys. That is today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe here or wherever you get your podcasts. You guys are amazing. Don't forget to lick your screen very delicately today. It's a podcast. Snap your fingers like a jazz show, whatever they do, man. I don't know. See you guys next week with a new topic. We will be covering, I don't know yet, but we'll figure it out. See you guys later. Peace. I don't even lick. I just make a lick sound.